Hey, Karen Ransom back for the end of day. What's the next one? I know you're waiting with eager anticipation. Is it going to be real estate or stock? Right? So we talked about Bitcoin and crypto and the volatility there. I clarified why I say angel investing it was illegal. I explained that yesterday. Find that live stream. And I said on there, because this filter that people came in and filled the gap of what could people do to create wealth. Real estate. Real estate wins today. Real estate is the thing that a lot of people just said they wanted to. People said go invest in real estate, and the financial planners and wealth managers and all that stuff could tell them, yeah, go ahead, put 10% aside and do real estate. But here's the thing. And people always think angel investing is so risky. When I go out and I've been talking about launching this course, the Compassionate Capitalist Wealth Maximizing System, and I talk to people and they'll say, but there's no assets. With real estate, you have assets, right? And you have, there's something tangible. Well, there is, because they're building, if you're investing in a company that is building something, that is building a new solution, that sometimes the assets are the intellectual property, but there's something that they're building. And when you invest in an entrepreneur, you're getting the equity of it, just like you do with a public stock, except that your money's going directly to building that business, that asset. The problem with real estate, and I own real estate investments, right? And so I can talk directly from this. And this is, the part of the reason why the Jobs Act happened was because so many people had lost all of their retirement, all of their nest egg of the real estate they had invested in. They lost a lot of that, right? Their values dropped. Sometimes they had to, the banks call the notes, whatever the situation was, right? If they had taken a second out in order to go do something to, fix up a place or something like that, right? It's debt. The problem with real estate is that most people cannot buy a $300,000 piece of property with cash, right? Even $150,000 piece of property with cash. They buy it with the bank. A whole lot of the real estate investment strategies are about how to leverage other people's money. Even Robert Kiyosaki, who created all his initial wealth through real estate investing, said that the part of the reason why he liked doing real estate investing was because he didn't have to use all his own money. So when you own it with the bank, you don't actually own that asset. That's a myth. The bank owns that asset until you pay off your loan. And the problem with your rent is that you have to charge enough rent to cover your mortgage, plus, to make profit. Plus, you have to have a little nest egg for repairs and things that get fixed. And you can have any given month, you could have no income from that property because of a major repair that had to happen. In one of my properties that I have a mortgage on, one I own outright, because I was able to get in on it when everybody else lost their property. I got one of those properties, from the courthouse steps, right? And I was able to put money into it and fix it up. And it's now worth 3 times what I put into it because it was so down, so that's great. And then when somebody moves out, I had to spend a bunch of money to fix it up. I usually have to spend $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 to replace the carpet, paint it, update stuff, right? New windows, new things that, windows and blinds and all those kind of things that you have to do to keep a property well maintained, right? I had to put all that money into it, but it's not too bad because I don't have a mortgage. The one that I have a mortgage on, when I have to do that, I'm losing money and spending more money. And then the septic tank goes out, has to get pumped, and that's $3,000. And there goes many months of income. And if you own it outright, right? You have to pay the interest. You have to pay the taxes and the insurance on your own. You have to come out of pocket, out of your profits to pay for that, right? And it's not like hundreds of dollars. It's usually thousands of dollars every year. So that could be 2 months of income, something like that. And if you don't, like in my situation down in Florida, well, guess what? Everybody's insurance went up, right? And so now I'm underwater with my tenant. I have to either significantly raise the rent in order to get back in the black and risk losing that tenant. And then the trade-off is I'll have a mortgage with a month or 2 months worth of repairs that go into it, plus renting it again. You know, that's the reality of real estate investing. So it's not, so when you factor all that in, the reason why, if you Google angel investing versus real estate, it's 3 times more profitable because of all those risk factors and all those things, those expenses that go into owning that. Now, and nowadays, if you wanted to buy a rental property that you were going to fix up, maybe you were going to do an Airbnb, that seems to be all the craze. Well, then you're looking at something because of interest rates and this inflated, we're back to these inflated values. You really hard to get into a place for just 50 grand. You know, you have to, as an investor in real estate, you have to come to the table with more than what you have to in a private residence, your personal home. You have to come to the table with like 30% of the value or 25% of the value of that house. And then you've got to do whatever you're going to do to fix it up and how long that takes that you've got this mortgage on this house. And I'm here to tell you, if you learn how to invest in entrepreneurs, as a crowdfunding investor or as an angel investor, you will have an opportunity. You could take that 50 grand and put it into 5 companies at 10 grand a piece, 10 companies at 5 grand a piece, 20 companies, right? You just, and I have the angel profitability blueprint that teaches you how to do 10 companies and create income like a rental income, like an annuity, get money back in the first few months, get something that's paying you on a regular basis, and then have the big wins potential for the long term. So you get to balance it out, just like you might when you're looking to build out a real estate portfolio of the different types of returns that you want. But in the case of angel investing and crowdfunding investing, you get to invest in things that make you very passionate, that you're passionate about because they're solving a problem. And the last thing I'm going to say about that too is that if you follow any of my stuff on social media, you might have seen me post about one of my students that's got her first dividend check. Well, it was on a crowd fund that was pooling money into real estate. So in that case, you do have the best of both worlds. You are an equity investor in a pooled fund that's investing in real estate. And she got her first dividend check. So please, here it is. You want to go to dothedeal.org so you can sign up for the free pre-sale of the Compassionate Capitalist Wealth Maximizing System. I got people working on it every day, all night long, like all over the world to get this thing out and soon. So, take advantage of this and go sign up. And tomorrow I'll talk about stock market. All right. With that, onwards and upwards.